This next part, we're going to look at an idea of what the ACE website is going to look like. This obviously isn't finalized and it needs a lot of cosmetic work, but it's to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. So you might come to an opening screen like this, members, non-members. If you're non-members, why you want to join ACE, all the benefits. There'll be a video there highlighting what it can offer and pricing and all that kind of stuff. So when you come to your membership screen, you entered the standard username and password. And this is kind of, how we're envisioning the home screen to look right now. Along the left-hand side is basically, for the most part, static kind of information. On top would be more of the live information. And down the side would be ads and other links. And then some announcements down at the bottom. And then videos or some sort of multimedia would be streaming on the middle part here. So all those 25 areas we talked about feed into what we're going to show you now. So planning and studies. There's a whole wide range of planning and studies that we already talked about. I'm just going to talk about a couple here just to show you how we can move around the site. So under business plans, for example, there'd be a wide range of business plans as we talked about before. The highlighted one in yellow here is number 54, which is a code that's assigned to it through the North American classification system. When you go into professional, you'll be presented with a wide range of different types of professional businesses. And this will correspond exactly to that NAICS for tracking purposes. So if we go into legal, there'll be a number of things here. You can download Word documents, PDF documents, or Excel documents. So if you download a Word document, then you'll have access to the actual business plan. Excel, you'll have access to the financial templates in case you want to alter them, and you'll have a PDF version as well. Under partnerships, pardon me. So under partnerships, you'll have a number of partnership items as we talked about before, MOUs, legal agreements, impact benefits agreements. So let's focus on that right now. And we happen to have a copy and have permission to use this IBA manual for the Gordon Foundation. And this is a type of information that would be useful for people involved in an IBA. So it's a good resource that people can refer to, and obviously all this is copyrighted in terms of we'll have permission to use it, so we make sure we don't violate any of that. And then there'll be other types of resources that'll populate this section as we move along. Under community planning, this first section is the comprehensive community plan. So under this section, there's an excellent resource put out by INAC at the time, out of BC, which has an excellent, we actually use it as a model, and that's how we approach our CCPs. And very useful document in terms of processes to follow, community consultation, tools that can be used for community engagement. And an example of it here is the CCP handbook that is used in BC and that we use all the time now for our purposes. Moving down to funding and financing. I talked about this before, and this is an important database that's going to keep track of all the different funds that are relevant to First Nations in Canada by federal and also by provincial. So for example, if we wanted to look under grants and non-repayable contributions, it would be broken down by the national programs and then the various provincial and territory programs. So just an example, if you went into the national program, there's a bunch of subtopics within the various programs, whether it's housing or training or community development, wide range of subtopics. If we go into the economic development, this will have all the various programs that are relevant at the federal level. So if we go down here to the First Nations Forestry Program, what I'm showing you here is a format that's going to be provided to people. So every single fund can be highlighted and contrasted based on the same based on the same topics or headings. So if you're trying to compare this fund to that fund, you'll be able to look at it in a way that's very comparable. And foundations under here. I mentioned before, Imagine Canada is a foundation organization in Canada that keeps track of, or has a database of a lot of foundations and charities that provide funding specifically to Aboriginal projects. And they've allowed us, as we move forward, to take that database and incorporate it into the ACE platform, which I think is a very valuable tool to have. ACE Special Services. These are a number of special things that, for example, how to use this site. This is where the toolkits will live. Suggestion boxes, staff profiles, important links, First Nation and guest profiles. It would be nice to... The plan is to get profiles done for every First Nation across Canada, which could be a quick 5-minute video on, okay, who are these First Nations, what do they do, and learn a bit more about them, because most people don't really have that opportunity to visit them and know much about other First Nations in Canada. The ACE business tools, these are a variety of diagnostic tools and financial statement tools and analytical tools that EDOs can use to help them with their projects and implement projects more effectively. So there's a wide range of tools that are on here, and many of them have been developed already, and others will be developed as we go forward, based on the needs and that sort of thing. Another important part of the site is ACE industry expertise. We want people on the site who can help EDOs move forward, whether this be a sponsor or consultants or people who can help bring things forward. So sponsors are going to be a very important part of this, and for that to happen, sponsors have to get something out of it. And I think this one-on-one or this close interaction with EDOs and First Nations across Canada will help accomplish that. And also, one point over here, this EDO exchange, this would be EDOs working with EDOs. So, someone in BC working with somebody in Nova Scotia or Quebec, if there's something that makes sense and there's a common thing they can work on. So the sponsors, there'll be a wide range of sponsors that we're targeting, which you'll see later on, whether it be accounting, banking, professional. There's a whole wide range of sponsors that we feel would be well suited to be part of this site. Business opportunities. We want to encourage business opportunities to appear on the site in a wide range of areas: franchising, housing, partners. This will encourage people to work together and help move projects forward. It's a good place for joint ventures to attract First Nation investment or vice versa. So that would be the ACE business opportunities. And finally, for the static part, the horizontality. Again, this is the EDOs not working in isolation, so working with other people in their communities, other departments such as training and employment, EDOs working with EDOs, EDOs working with the provincial RP Max. Another good place for ANSI's reporting to live. Could be a good way to reach out to First Nations and target them quite easily.